that radio. You call that radio TV. Below. You call that radio TV.
This is You Call That Radio.
This is You Call That Radio, and we're about to go live to have a chat with the incredible Ferocious Dog. As well as that, tonight's a double header tonight. We've got Ferocious Dog on right now, and then after that we're going to be doing a You Call That Politics special, which is, we did one last week about drugs. This one is about education, featuring Jim Monaghan, Becky Wallace, Hashim Al-Hassan, Laura Verdasco, and basically the whole point of it is it's the lead up to the Scottish election, where everyone talks about stuff, but there's going to be no party politics, no nastiness, no point scoring. The whole point of these conversations is to figure out what's going wrong and how to make things better without getting political stuff involved in it. So the last one was really good, so looking forward to that. That's going to be 8 o'clock, but right now we can go live to Ferocious Dog. I believe we've got Dan here, I believe we've got Ryan, and I believe we've got Ken. How he's doing?
Top side. How are we doing? All right?
Good, mate. Good. Getting a bit sick of it now. Bring on the gigs. I mean, you must really be missing live music as well. I know that you guys, you are touring constantly.
We were.
And the norm, and the before times. What was how much was planned for 2020 that kind of just disappeared?
Done.
Oh man, yeah, we had a brilliant start to 2020. We played in Holland. We did 4 shows, and then we played in Kenya in the February, and then we got back, and literally our UK tour was in April. So obviously that was just completely wiped. We had a load of festivals booked in the summer. They were gone, and obviously everything since has just been gone. So yeah, we had a great 2020 planned, but obviously it didn't happen.
All the plans, but I mean it's looking quite optimistic just now. I'm going to bring up your tour. It seems like you're certainly making up for it for lost time with this tour that's coming up.
Well, we've got to, haven't we? I mean, we've just been put in isolation, really. So I think that could get bigger.
I think so. I don't see a Glasgow in there. Is there a Glasgow in there yet?
No, yeah. There's an Edinburgh.
There's an Edinburgh?
Yeah.
We played Glasgow last time, didn't we? So
got to mix up. That's quite a lot of people do, isn't it? Play Glasgow one time and then Edinburgh the next one. It's not too far. I'm sure we can travel to Edinburgh. To be honest, well, if we're allowed to travel, I'm looking forward to travelling to Edinburgh. I'm looking forward to travelling anywhere. You know, that's not my street or my park. You know, but I'm lucky that there is a park within distance. But I've completed it. But obviously, you managed to drop an album.
Yeah, it's been hard on COVID restrictions and all to record a full album, especially as full as this one. So I'll let Dan talk all about having to go on because he's produced it. So
what was that process like?
It was all right. I mean, we had a bit of time to do it, and so the odd time when Boris said you could get together, we'd literally get together and write. And then Boris would say you can't get together, so we'd write separately. And then luckily, when we went to record the album in January, Boris said we could work, we could travel if we could work. So we did it like safely. We got tested and we used all the precautions you need to use. And luckily, there's only one member of the band that got COVID, but he didn't get it in the studio, which is Ryan, who's in here with us. And luckily, I mean, it only put you back a week, Ryan, really, didn't it? Before me,
it was like, it was obviously we just geared up to just start the recording, and then it was literally 2 days before we started. I was like, I wasn't feeling great, so I went and got a test. And I was like, oh, great. So I missed them 10 days of bass and drums, but then literally the last day of bass, which was good, and then the next day I was in, and then we went from there, started on the guitar. But it was nice because I was kind of there every day. I was doing like little bits of guitar, just like an hour or two at a time. So for me, it never really felt like I've put a whole few days on a guitar. Because doing a long day on one instrument can get quite tiring. So I was quite glad that I could just like kind of do like an hour, 2 hours, and then Dan would do like an hour, 2 hours of violin, and then in an afternoon, kind of come in and do some vocals. But through COVID, obviously, it was quite tough with everybody having to go. We got tests like all the time, just to make sure we were all safe within the studio. But yeah, we did it, and I think we're all very proud of it. And especially how like doing it under them circumstances made it even more of a feat that we managed to pull off safe and well. So yeah, I think we'll always remember that one.
So yeah, so with the actual effects of COVID, how bad was it for yourself?
For me,
yeah,
the first thing that went was I was having a drink of coffee in the morning and I just couldn't taste it, and I was like, something's not right here. And then I actually work. I had to go back to work during lockdown, like a lot of people have in the music industry, and I work in children's home. And there was one of the staff members there who said to me, they tested positive for it. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll go and get a test. And then it was the morning I woke up, the 2nd of January, I had a bit of coffee and I was like, I can't taste this. So I had a little bit of cereal. I was like, can't taste this either. So I thought, right, I'll hot foot it to the test. So I went there, got myself a test. Was all right, to be fair. Just the senses of taste and smell. But yeah, found out I got it the next day. So obviously isolated for the amount of time. But yeah, there was like one bad day when I had a bit of a migraine, but that was, I think, because, well, to be honest, I had 2 bottles of wine because I thought, it was all doom and gloom, and I thought that was it, game over, I had COVID, and I was like, oh no. So 2 bottles of wine. So I think it was to do with that, to be honest. But apart from that, my smell didn't come back until March. So I was quite grateful for that, being in a studio with everybody. For that amount of time, I was quite glad.
It's almost like a superpower in a tour van.
Kind of went in. I wish I could keep it, to be honest, for the upcoming tour. But it's back, and that's the problem.
The benefits of COVID.
I think Johnny's here as well. Is that Johnny?
Hey, Johnny.
Yes. See, I was just
Hello.
Yes,
I'm not
amazing.
Earphones, my echo.
You might echo, no problem. I'll just mute you when you're not speaking. Then, mate, that's how we get round that one. It's the secret trick we found works. But yeah, you guys, the first time I seen you live was at Down the Rabbit Hole in 2019, and we were on just before yous. And I'm glad we were on before yous and not having to go on after yous, because it was an amazing energy yous brought, and the place was absolutely bouncing.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
It's a memorable one, that was it. I mean, even just driving in to Doing the Rabbit Hole, you're like, oh my God, it's just spectacular, backdrop of a festival. And then, we used to like, backstage and everything out was set up. It was just a lovely festival. It was nice to get invited along to that one, and, Doom. Yeah,
Doom's done a really good job of, they've really, over the years, they've just been building it, and I think that was the one where it just felt like they'd arrived. It was just sort of bigger stages, bigger acts, and still an amazing sort of underground talent getting booked as well. So yeah, big ups to Doon. And that seems like another lifetime ago now, but that's not even one of the last festivals I went to, because I think that was kind of maybe mid-July or late July in 2019, and the last festival I went to was August 2019 down in Bristol, the Downs Festival. And you know what? It just seems like a totally different life. So you said Kenya was your last gig?
Yeah.
Wow. What was that like?
It was quiet. We've been playing it for a few years now, so
yeah.
It's like friends and family when we go out now. So you all really treat like rock stars when we go over there. We've done it. Is it our third time?
Third time, yeah.
Yeah. I'll let Dan talk about it.
Dan.
Well, I remember the first year we did it, which would have been what, 2013, 17. Was it? Whatever. Anyway, 3 years ago. Yeah, as Ken was saying about being treated like rock stars. I remember we had an escape plan. We had our own security manager with a shooter, and then on top of that, we had about 6 ex-policemen with AK-47s guarding like the gates. So yeah, it's an experience. It's a bit different to doing UK festivals and stuff. But
I will say though, the festival itself was absolutely amazing. You know, great big stage and the backdrop. You know, up to this big stately house thing, and the mixture of crowd, it were 50-50 black and white, and it was absolutely bouncing. You know, they'd never seen Ferocious Dog before. I think the year before Joss Stone had headlined it, and then the year after Ferocious Dog, I'm like, who? But they all just got into it. And the worst thing about, I felt sorry for the as bodyguard who told us, like, if anything happens, to drop to the stage and crawl off the back of the stage and rendezvous with those techies up the back way to get back to the hotel. And the trouble is, he forgot that Ken never walks off the back of the stage after a set. He always jumps off the stage at the front, hands the set list out, and then jumps into the crowd. And just watching him try and get me back to the VIP area, you know, talking his in ears and things. Yeah, I've got Ken, and all you can see is he's grabbed my week, and everybody like, can I have a photo? We forgot to tell him that one, so I think you're having kittens on that one. I always remember his face when he finally got me. Ken, yeah, I've got Ken backstage. Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to do just is play a little tune from you, because these are some new videos have just been uploaded, so probably people haven't even seen them yet, and it's also a good introduction to maybe some You Call That Radio viewers who maybe aren't aware of your music. So have you got what song will we go for?
Oh, pick one, Ryan.
I say let's do Spin. I think we did Spin, didn't we?
Spin.
On the
Go for Spin. And
yeah.
What was it like? So this is this is from Dogfest 2021. Yeah, okay, hold on a minute. I'm just trying to find that one. So what was the process like of recording for Dogfest? Where was it filmed?
It was a little in the village of Warsaw. We've got like this little church which is kindly they let us practice in there for free, which is amazing, especially through COVID because there's plenty of space. Like before COVID, we would have practiced on like the stages at like Rock City, Rescue Rooms, etc., which are like in the centre of Nottingham, and Warsaw's probably about 45 minutes to an hour away from Nottingham. But obviously, with them being closed through COVID, luckily we've managed to be able to get into the Bethel Church in Warsaw and practice there. So, and that's where we wrote a lot of the album. To be fair, which was amazing. We had 4 or 5 days together. And when so literally this album was written within 4 or 5 days. Obviously at home and etc. on our own, we've been writing, sending stuff to each other. But together as a band, that's the only time we ever got together before we got in the studio. So we
needed somewhere that we could social distance in, like a church hall. And as soon as COVID come down in my local village community, I was delivering food parcels, you know, for people who couldn't get out to shops and things. That's, you know, from the early days of COVID hitting and completely locked down. And I just asked cheekily, you know, like, this LifeSpring Centre here, you know, in our local community, is there any chance for us using it to do a social distance? And that was all this thing. And that is really where we wrote the album as well. We moved into it for 5 days, didn't we? And that is really where everything came from.
Something to get a phone call.
Who's that? I even put it on silent.
What we'll do is we'll let you get that call, and we'll go for a tune. This is Too Late from Dogfest.
Sitting up in the morning time waiting for you. Say we'll have a good time, girl. Tell me, what did you do? So it's up and down in the car wash and telling those lies. Well, I can see behind those eyes I can see behind those eyes. No more waiting for you.
Brothers and sisters, may the peace that can only come from the one God be upon you. We are here to tell the people that we hear you. One God will not allow us as people of conscience to lose our morale.
Powered by our patrons. As you call that radio, we are live with Ferocious Dog in the house right now. Johnny, how you doing? You sort of arrived late, so we've not even said hello.
Yeah, I'm sorry, as you can see, I'm in the studio at the moment. I've just finished tattooing.
Brilliant.
I had someone come in. But yeah, I'm all done now, so I thought I'd come and speak to you guys. I'm very well then. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. There seems to be a kind of there seems to be a bit of optimism that things are opening back up, which is always, it's good to see.
Definitely.
Glasgow's booked out of beer gardens for the next 3 years. We get our first pint on Monday. Obviously, they wouldn't open up on a Friday. I know that in England, you said Super Saturday. They called it Super Saturday, and it started earlier than normal. I mean,
Yeah.
us in Scotland, we know better. I think Boris really cares, but it was like an event, like, you know, Super Saturday, we're opening the pubs early. We can't do that in Scotland, man. So we open up on Monday. We should take a bit of the edge off it. Also, Glasgow doesn't really have that many beer gardens. It's not a very sunny city, and it's not really designed that way. So obviously everybody's just sticking a table outside the pub. So it's like it's a strange couple of weeks ahead, I think. But looking forward to it, man. I'm in the middle of recording an album, and I've got a live stream gig on the 30th April. So I'm looking for somewhere in the first weekend of May to have a pint outside. Because, I mean, I know it sounds, some people are like, why do you care? But I mean, living in the city, don't have a garden, you're not allowed to drink outside in the streets of Glasgow. You can, but you might get a fine or whatever. So, like, a pint outside seems like a I mean, it shows you how much I've lowered my expectations. This time last year, we were hoping for Kelburn and Glastonbury and Eden and Down the Rabbit Hole. And then this year, it's just like, I'm just going to be happy with a pint and a haircut. And anything else is a bonus after that. What's it been like down there? Because you've had a couple. How long has the beer garden's been open for now?
When did it open?
Monday, wasn't it?
Monday.
Oh, so you just went for the Monday idea as well? Aye.
I heard of a guy opening up at 12 o'clock Sunday night, midnight. Why not?
So we got like an hour of business. Probably made a fortune as well.
Killing.
You've only got 1 hour. Go. I'll have 10 pints and 4 doubles, please. I've got some comments coming in. The Phil Ronnie says, an Irish date, is there any plans for an Irish tour? Or are you just waiting to see how things pan out before you sort of try and go elsewhere?
I think we've got 4.
4?
3 or 4. I'm waiting actually for an offer for 3. Hold on, we've got Dublin, Cork, Belfast, and I'm sure there's one more, and I should be getting offers next week, I'm told by the agent. So yeah, we're doing Ireland, baby.
We love that.
That's an exclusive. Can I use the exclusive banner? It's
yes, you can.
Yet. Okay, there we go. No expenses spared. That's take that, Sky Sports News. And Ireland. I mean, obviously, there's so you can hear the Irish influence in the music. What's it like going over there and playing?
You tell us.
Well,
I've never been.
I've never been. So.
Nah.
We have. I mean, there's one of the songs off the album which I can't mention. From the Ope album that I wrote about when we were over there, stopping near Clonmel at a campsite called Powers the Pot, and befriended there. We were playing there every night and getting very drunk. We drunk him out of all his alcohol. The people who went across with us in the camper vans. I think, Dan, you were a teenager then, weren't you?
Oh, I was about 15, I think.
Yeah, and we got invited to a session, didn't we?
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, we're not talking like we're talking. This is years ago, aren't we?
Yeah.
But as a band, we've never ever been out there, which is dead weird because obviously you can hear the influence, can't you? But,
you can indeed. I love it, man. It's some of my favourite kind of music, and I love the twist that you've put onto it. It's amazing. So the full Ronnie, there is going to be Irish dates. Sounds like there's going to be a few Irish dates. We've got Johnny Sloan saying, I love this show, Mark, just amazing. I have now another great band to listen to. Also, a new fan.
Hey, Johnny.
That's one, Johnny.
Thank you.
Johnny's good fan to have, man. He's a great supporter of the tunes. We've got Soapy saying, lovely guys who do great work for the community. And it's great that you were doing that, Ken. We salute the key workers, and there's so many people that have been doing stuff that sort of goes under the radar, voluntary work and parcel drops. In Glasgow, we've got a great place called the Kinnan Park Complex, who have just been so on the ball, man. As soon as the pandemic broke, they've just been out there helping people and doing the best they can. What's the name of it? Is there a name for? I know you said it's the community centre, but is there an actual name for the community work that you're doing?
The Lifespring Centre, where I do the food parcels from. The Lifespring Centre used to be the old Bethel Chapel, but yeah, the Lifespring Centre. But I've got good connections when we come up and play, because we played Glasgow a few times, and every time that Ferocious Dog play, no matter where we play, we always do a food drop for the local. What I do, I'll get in touch, sort the dates out for the tours, and then I'll find local food banks, and so that the L-Hounds, the name of the people who follow Ferocious Dog, call themselves, they turn up knowing that there's going to be a food drop, and Glasgow is one that it's been great, over the years working with them closely, and just helping, every little bit we can, but the L-Hounds do bring a lot of food, so it is good. It's something that it's not a PR stunt. It's something that's close to my heart and close to Ferocious Dog. We've done it for years, so we will be doing a new one in Edinburgh when we play up there, because that'll be a new one for us.
Have you not been to Edinburgh before?
No, we never played Edinburgh before. So this is a new one for us. So
it's great. You'll enjoy it. It's not as good as Glasgow, obviously. There's a wee bit of rivalry.
we never noticed.
No, I mean, if as a tourist, it's a beautiful city, man. It's just it's so pretty, and I think that Edinburgh definitely got the better deal of lockdown than because Glasgow. It's just the live music scene in Glasgow is incredible, and there's just so much to do. But when you take that away, I mean, I can imagine that Edinburgh's probably even better than ever because there's no traffic jams and you can just walk around and sort of soak up the city. So, shout outs to Edinburgh. Friendly rivalry. It's all friendly rivalry, really. Mark McVicker saying, yes, come back to the SWG3. That's a great venue. So you played that before?
Yeah.
It's the Swedge, as it's called here. Swedge is also a nickname for ecstasy tablet up here as well. So this is called the Swedge. But they're another. They're one of the few businesses that have managed to turn this negative into a positive. Over lockdown, the SWG3, they've just been on the ball with creating like loads of. They're making like a graffiti art city. It's called. I think it's called. Mark works for SWG3. So he'll correct me if I'm wrong. But there's just been so much new art getting done up. They've created a roof terrace, and they've just been building safe ways for people to drink. So they had an app. So I went down there for a pint, and it was just really safely done. Social distance. You can order it your stuff on the app, and they're one of the few places that did actually get a little bit of live performances last year in Scotland. But Scotland was very strict. But I think they gave SWG3 a few opportunities to try out things, and they did a fantastic job. So I'm hoping that that's our best bet for some live stuff soon. When is it? What's the deal down in England? You've been told June the 21st onwards. It's game on basically.
That's what everyone thinks. Nobody knows for sure, do they? It's all up to how it pans out.
It's all about fingers crossed. People are asking us, so do you think this show will go ahead? And we're like,
fuck it.
We've had social distancing shows in Newcastle and Manchester, and that should have gone ahead and then cancelled. And from last year, then we moved them on. These are all that we can sit around the table of 3, social distancing, and somebody get a runners foot bar and things like this. And we've got a few of them coming up, and hopefully that'll be the little steps to then getting everybody back together. But it's about everybody being sensible. Everybody wants to get back in mosh pits, and go crazy and get the full vibe from live music. But I think if we rush at it, it'll just be locked down again. It'll be just silly. So I think it's got to be steady, into it from now.
It's a very good point, man. I mean, if we were talking about this a year ago, the idea of a ferocious dog social distancing gig, you'd be like, no, that's not happening. That's not going to happen. But I mean, like I just said earlier on, my expectations are so much lower, and I think that we're just missing the sound of live music and just the magic of being somewhere together. And it might not be the full experience, but because we've went with so little for so long, that it would be brilliant to go to anything at all.
Anything.
It was funny because me and the drummer yesterday were literally together, and we went into town just to go to a record shop. We're like, oh my god, we can actually go to a record shop now. So I thought, yeah, let's do it, let's go. So we were just walking through, and there was just like 3 people busking with a piano, a guitar, and a little like drum kit with just a snare kick and a hi hat. And oh man, we were so excited just to hear like voices coming through a PA system, and the smallest little PA system. It was just like, what? This is amazing. So I don't know what it's going to be like when we're actually going to be able to do it.
I've got a neighbour who practices violin. She practices, or it might be I don't know. It's just a random neighbour who practices the violin. And I walk by the house slowly. Tune. Probably get a mosh pit and they go there. You see all the dog walkers stopping. Do your business there. Yeah, man.
Live music.
There's a wee busker in the park as well that's kind of playing sort of cheesy pop covers. and you're just like, yes,
Yeah.
this is great. but you see, he did have a, because obviously England wasn't as strict at all as Scotland, so there was gigs that went ahead. I know that I've got friends down in Bristol, for example, they played some socially distanced events, and they seemed to go down really well. And did you actually get to play them? Because you know you said that you were booked to play them. Did they get postponed, or did you play any?
I did one in Blackpool, but when it was on like semi-lockdown, they could social distance, and that really worked well. We played outside of the Compass Cafe in Blackpool. Good friends of ours. We play there. We'll do solo sets and things like that. And it was like people really loved it. They had to sit outside shivering, and with tables. And then, like we say, it's so COVID restrictions where they have to have runners for the bar and queues for toilets. And wash your hands, and it's hard, but people loved it. Anything, they just want to get back to live music. When you've lived, people who've grown up with live music, going to shows, can't wait to, and it's about meeting people. It's not just the music; it's getting together. And especially with Ferocious Dog, it's about where you're stopping, where you're drinking, who we're meeting. Everybody just like meets up. That's what people are missing. Everyone's been locked down for over a year, and they just want to get back out to some normality of doing what they do at weekends, where they go and meet people and friends. It's
that the thing that no matter how good a live stream you do, you can't recreate that, because we've been doing some really great live streams, and I can say that because the credit goes to CaptureWorks, who have created an amazing space, a venue, like a kind of studio venue where we can live stream it in real time. And that's the closest I've really seen you can really get to it. And obviously, it is great to see people in the comments, old friends catching up in the comments, and maybe new friends being made. But it's just not the same thing. It's just not. You just need to be in it. It's also about, being at a gig as well. It's like you might have your favourite bit. You might be one of the kind of person that likes to go front left, or you're the person that likes to step back and you're your own cameraman, and the cameraman of your mind. So yeah, man, I'm excited that it's coming back. I think that it's good that you have tours in kind of sort of autumn wintery time though as well. I think that should be a fair enough bet by then. Mary's commenting saying great music and good man Ken.
Cheers, Mary. Nice one.
Jeanette saying 1865 misses you.
Oh, that's
good
a great
venue.
Yeah, down in Southampton.
Southampton.
That is a great venue. Absolutely amazing. That gets on sweaty.
And we've got Jeff Fox saying, see you in Sheffield.
Nice one, Jeff. See you down the front. Oh, Bradford. That's a first for us as well.
Any more, Jeff? No, that's it.
We've got love being sent from Susan. We've got Paul saying, see you at Bournemouth, Brighton, Manchester, Newcastle, Devil's Arse, home for Sheffield so far, and Ireland, hopefully.
Take that,
Devil's Arse! Sorry, Devil's Arse! What?
That's unique. Daniel, Devil's Arse.
Devil's Arse is a beautiful little cave in Castleton, near Sheffield.
Yeah.
So what's that like?
We never played it yet.
No, we were supposed to play it, and then COVID hit, and me and my girlfriend went to see it the next day, but obviously it was all locked up and stuff. So we saw it through the bars. It looks really cool, actually. So yeah, I can't wait to play it.
Great fucking name.
Yeah, it's one of the cabins.
Susan saying, looking forward to showroom in Brighton. Brighton. When are you playing Brighton? Actually, that might be one for me. Let's see, Brighton.
I think that's the 16th. That's the day after
16th of October.
Yeah,
Brighton's. I've been to Brighton a few times played the Fringe down there, and I love it. I've fell in love with the place. It's just I like the vibes of Brighton. So I think I might try and do that, because I suppose like yourself, man. It's like your whole life's booked up with gigs all the time and travelling, and then just to suddenly just not go anywhere is just quite odd. So I'm up for travelling to new places for gigs, 100%, man. and it looks like most of your fans are as well. But right on, says Petra. And Paul saying, respect to Ferocious Dog for the great work they do with food banks, big issue sellers, sea shepherds, safe gigs for women, etc. Is there any of those topics you would like to touch on?
Sea shepherds, definitely. Yep. I'm an ambassador for Sea Shepherd, and it's something that is close to my heart, and definitely pursue. I mean, especially with the Netflix at #1 with Seaspiracy coming out, and it's just raising awareness now of promoting sea shepherds, and it's just amazing the work they do. So, and I can remember our PR manager talking about the food banks and saying that the trouble is when you go to a city, Norwich, and they want to promote you on the local media, and they say, "Oh, it's just a PR stunt." When they talk about food banks, they say, "Yeah, but Ferocious Dog, it isn't, because they didn't even tell me. I've been working with them for 3 years, and they didn't even tell me that they did food drops." And I can remember her phoning me saying, "Oh, Ken, yeah, food drops." I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Why didn't you tell me?" I said, "I didn't think I needed to." We don't do it for a PR stunt. It's something that we've done for a long time.
It's something that the mainstream media can't quite comprehend is that people would do nice things to just help out their community. It's because it's run by psychopaths, and it's like you see a lot of that in Twitter as well. People saying people are virtue signalling, and it's like, no, people are really concerned. People are concerned about everybody's. People are concerned about poverty. People are concerned about people's mental health, and we're trying to do our bits. And as a band, as an underground band, there's only so much you can do, and that's a brilliant idea to do the food drops. So yeah, much respect for that. And shouts to the Icebox as well, which is a venue in Glasgow that have been doing a great stuff as well. They've been doing a food bank, a pet food bank as well, which I thought was a great idea, and just a clothes swap. So basically, it's like a charity shop in a way that you take all your clothes or or you can take your CDs, DVDs, anything at all. And if you're a kids books, all kids books are free, all kids clothing is free, no questions asked. You just go in and help yourself. They do it at Christmas as well, gifts as well, just no questions asked, help yourself. And I just think that sometimes people can't get their head around. It's not a PR stunt, it's try to do what we can, because we're being failed by our government who don't give a shit about us, and it's up to us to try and do something. And so I'm going to play another little tune just now from Dogfest. I think you asked for Spin, but I don't think Spin's been.
No, I've just realised. No, it's not on there. It's from a previous. We recorded that for a previous thing.
Do we do Hell?
Okay, so what about Freeborn John or Bedlam Boys?
Or
Bedlam
Johnny,
Boys. Go for Bedlam Boys.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Bedlam Boys from Ferocious Dog. Let us know what you make in the comments, and also we'll share the links so people can go and buy this, because it seems like there's some new fans loving it, as they should. This is Ferocious Dog with Bedlam Boys.
Bedlam, 10,000 miles I travel. Man more than girls on dirty shows. Save their shoes from gravel. Still they sing body boys, body man boys. Bedlam boys are burning, but they all go where they live in the air. I don't want no drink, no money. Went down this lady's kitchen for to get me soup for morning, and there I got some piping out all on the spirit of turning. Still they sing body boys, body man boys. Bedlam boys are burning, they all go where they live in the air. I don't want no drink, no money. Cauldron, where bought $10,000. It's a bar flame, I drank the sink of the Alfred Boss's ballad. Still they sing Bunny Boys, Bunny Mad Boys, bedroom boys are bunny. But they all go bad, they live in the air, other one they'll drink no money. Waste the land, murdered giants, my bag along that carries. For the cup, big pies on children's thighs, feed up to the fairies. Still they sing Bunny Boys, Bunny Mad Boys, bedroom boys are bunny. But they all go bad, they live in the air, other one they'll drink no money. Spirits white as lightning, what on my travels guide me. Stars would quake and the moon would shake whenever they espied me. Still they sing Bunny Boys, Bunny Mad Boys, bedroom boys are bunny. But they all go bare, they live in the air, and the one no drink no money. But they all go bare, they live in the air, and the one no drink no money. Yeah!
Yeah, no respect in the respect to the man like Mark. They love what the man talk on the radio. In case you never know. You call that radio, call that the radio. You call that radio, call that the radio. Come and say, in my name, I'll just go with the flow. In my name, I'll just go with the flow. So till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Boom! Lot of mercy. Yo. You call that radio. You call that radio. Come and say don't you be a nether man, I'll go lose your head. Say don't you be a nether, me say and lose the head. Me say radio, call that a radio, straight from out of Glasgow, straight from out of Glasgow, nice enough on the studio. Come and say in my name, I'll just go with the flow. In my name, I'll just go with the flow. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. Till you miss a mark, now go bend down low. No radio, you call that the radio. Them man a give you miss a lot of subject, and them a think a man you can't object. So don't you ever come and disrespect. I love and respect in a every aspect.
Call that Radio TV. We're live with Ferocious Dog, and if that's the website. I take it that's the best place for people to buy stuff, like gig tickets and music and stuff.
Yeah, sure is. Everything you need to buy, like merchandise-wise, ticket-wise, it's all on there.
It's all there, ferociousdog.co.uk. And what about streaming sites? He's on all of them as well?
Yeah, we're on everything, I think. From like Tidal to Deezer to Spotify, everything. Yeah, everything.
It's all there. It's like I tried to avoid Spotify for years, and my one-man boycott didn't work. And now we're on Spotify as well. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of needed now, isn't they? They're just it's such a good app, despite the fact they don't pay their artists properly. But it works really well, and that's why everyone's using it. So yeah, you've got to be on Spotify as well. But if you want to actually support the band, then it's ferociousdog.co.uk. But if you're skint, give it a stream in Spotify. That's absolutely fine as well. Petra was saying that she loves a bit of folk punk. I do. Lindsay Stewart saying the pet food bank is great. Pets are the forgotten collateral of COVID. Absolutely. And it's something that you don't really hear. It's the first pet food bank I've heard of. So shout out to the Icebox for that. I'm a sea shepherd, mate, says Johnny Sloan. Big ups. And Devil's Arsehole's an amazing. Can't wait for this tour, says Karen. And let's just to sort of wrap things up a little bit. We've got a show at 8 o'clock, so I'm going to wrap it up just now for you. And I know you've got the football. Who's playing tonight? I know there's a you're wanting.
Arsenal.
Did you just call him an Arsenal, or is it Arsenal?
Yeah.
Who's playing, Dan? Is that important?
Yeah, Man United are playing against Granada. Yeah.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Is that
man.
television? That's not television.
Channel 5, mate, you know.
Hey, I don't. You're promoting a rival TV show because we're going to be live on. Don't forget about the football. We're going to be talking about education. You call that politics. It's episode 2 of our 5-part series. We've got Jim Monin, Becky Wallace, Hashim Al Hassan, and Laura Verdasco all talking about education. We had one last week about drugs, and it was amazing. We had a former cop turned pro decriminalisation of drugs. He was really interesting, and loads of other people. So yeah, we'll be on at 8 o'clock. If you've enjoyed this and you'd like to watch that, I'll put a wee link in the comments to that, or just watch it on YouTube. But the link is in the comments here. So what the question I'd like to ask you is to sort of wrap things up. It's been quite a good one we've been asking recently in the last few weeks. Is okay, let's just say, for example, someone watching this show right now discovers a cure for COVID, and overnight it's wiped out and we can get back to our lives. And Ferocious Dog are appointed as the curators to bring back the good times. What venue would you choose, and who would be on the bill? So maybe probably to make it easy, since there's a few years, one band each you can pick to share the stage. Dan, we'll start with you. And you can be a wee bit, obviously, because we are going to be unrealistic that someone watching this show is going to, cure COVID between now and tomorrow. But so we'll let you away with bands that have maybe disbanded or even deceased.
Oh, I'd have NWA at Rock City. That'd do me. Brilliant. Bring it on. Yes,
that'd be great. Ferocious Dog and NWA at Rock City.
Yeah.
And Rock City, just to point that out, is it true you were the first unsigned band to sell out Rock City?
Sure was.
That's incredible. That is incredible, man. That must have been some buzz.
I've still got goosebumps. It was that night. It was, when we finally sold it out, and then to walk out on that stage where I've always been in that mosh pit watching bands, from 80s, 90s, and whatever, and then finally as a local band to sell it out and walk out of that stage. Oh, you have to bottle that and keep it forever. Honestly, it's unbelievable. You'll never forget that feeling ever. Play bigger shows.
How many shite gigs do you have to do? Did you just have to play before you get that?
18,426.
We call them leg buys. Like cricket leg buys.
No, I don't really know much about cricket.
Where did you just get that?
All right, like a slow clap. Yeah, I got it. All right, okay. Yeah, no, I've had the leg by many times. Yeah, I had to know that. I know exactly what you're talking about when you say it like that. Ryan, who would you have supporting Ferocious Dog with NWA at Rock City?
I'd have the Pogues, I think. Yeah. I think I'd have the Pogues, definitely.
The Pogues.
Yeah, one band that I never managed to see live. Do you know what I mean? So it'd have to be. Definitely.
Yes. All right, this is getting good. Ken,
can't I have two?
Okay. All right. You can have one extra.
I'd have Nirvana as well. Nirvana and the Pogues. Two bands.
Nirvana and the Pogues and NWA and Ferocious Dog. Now we're talking. It actually sounds like this is quite like a combination of all your influences I can hear in the music. That's good. I like this. Ken.
Mad Dog McCree to open, Rancid to warm the crowd up, and then Ferocious Dog.
Yes. Ryan? Sorry, Johnny?
Right. I'm going to get Flog and Molly are going to come as well. Go Bordello, and everybody gets not one, but 2 bottles of Buckfast.
Yes, the Buckfast. Hopefully the travel ban will be allowed, or you're just going to get a lot of people travelling down from Scotland. Our true national drink is Buckfast tonic wine, of course. No, I mean, everyone thinks it's Iron Brew.
I think I'm Scottish.
His name is Johnny Buckfast.
Johnny Buckfast, amazing, brilliant stuff.
It is now.
It is now.
Well, thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure chatting to you, and
Thank you.
Good luck for the
Thank
tour.
you.
I'm going to
Cheers.
see you in Edinburgh or Brighton, I hope, and good luck with that. If you've enjoyed the tunes tonight, guys, go into the website, buy yourself a ticket, get yourself a CD, and if you're skint, just go and check the guys out on Spotify. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.
Cheers.
Hopefully in the real world. Thank you,
Cheers.
Johnny. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Dan. That was Ferocious Dog. We are going to just wrap this show up just now, but we'll be back at 8 o'clock for this. So we're just going to be talking about politics, but there's no political party agenda. There's no nastiness. There's going to be no point scoring. It's about what's wrong with the education system. How can we fix it? And that's going to be live. Do you like the way that I've just wrote 8 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. because we double booked ourselves? But yeah, that's the link. I put it in the comments. So if you click that, you'll see us there live at 8 o'clock for that. And there's no show tomorrow, because tomorrow we are shooting a secret project. It'll be worth it. Wait till you see what we're doing. We've got some, I can't tell you anymore, but we're filming something tomorrow to play on the show next week. So I'm excited about that. We're back as well for Captain Hot Knives. Is going to be doing another open mic night. Captain Hot Knives, absolute legend. He was our first ever guest on You Call That Radio TV on day one of lockdown, and then about 270 shows later and 1 year later he came back on the 23rd of March, and the show went on for about 5 hours, and it was so much fun. So we decided that we're just going to try and do it once a month. He's got a whole bunch of special guests coming with him, so that's on Wednesday the 21st. That's happening. And there's going to be a few other wee things that we're going to announce soon. But thank you very much, everyone who's tuned in. Thank you very much to Ferocious Dog. And we will see you at 8 o'clock for Education. You Call That Politics. And we'll see you then.
Brothers and sisters. Is that you, Daniel? Are you before me?
Call That Radio.
You Call That Radio.
Hello? Yes, this is Dog.
Call that radio?